I want to say first and foremost, I am so happy that you are here and I'm so proud of you for being here. And I also want to say that I'm excited to see where this therapy session goes, and no matter which way, which direction it goes, I just want you to know that I am here for you, okay? All right, and I also, lastly, need you to know that they are working on the fields next door. If you'd like, I can show you a little clip. You can hear it, and there's really nothing I can do. It is what it is, you know? Some sounds we have to be mindful about and go, that's a part of life. So that's what we're going to do with this sound, and we're going to include it in our therapy session today, and that is being in the moment, being mindful of everything. I was going to say the sounds around us, but everything around us, okay, with what we are going to discuss today, and that is going to be up to you. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Why don't you tell me a little bit about the last 2 weeks? So give me an update. Let's do things that you worked on, things that you successfully worked on, and things that you are still trying to grasp and get a handle on. Yeah? Okay. Get cozy whenever you're ready. Okay. Okay. That's amazing. Oh my, I am so proud of you. How exciting. I'm going to put a star by that. No, there's no but. I know we're so used to that. Oh, you did great, but no. There's no but, just I am so incredibly proud of you. That's amazing. Okay, what else? Oh, praise the Lord. That's so cool. Okay. Oh, well, thank you for sharing all that with me. I really appreciate it. So now we gotta do the therapy thing, right? And what even is that, right? Well, we gotta dive in to what you really want to work on, you know? So what do I always say? Let's not focus on the diagnosis. Let's focus on the symptoms or the traits, if you will, right? So if someone's battling depression, we don't want to say, oh, let's fight the depression. No, we want to say, well, what are the symptoms of depression? Let's work on those, right? And sometimes it can be a lot. We got to just do one thing at a time, right? Because sometimes one thing can help many things. Well, of course, we all know Jesus can help with all things. While yes, like Jesus saves, Jesus heals, like there are still illnesses that are really tough to get through regardless if you follow God or not. Like sometimes people have it in their head, like if you're a Christian, you're never going to suffer. Read the book of Job. Read the book of Habakkuk. Read the book of Ecclesiastes. Like there's so many books in there where it's like, what is this? What is this, right? So anyways, as we were, you want to focus on dating. Okay, so what is it about dating that is hard for you right now? Okay, then I'm trying to word that a little differently so that, because we don't want to make it sound like, oh, I'm the problem, because that's kind of the victim mentality of like, oh, poor me. So what we want to do is say, okay, here are some things that I want to work on. I want to be more. And again, like, the Bible is a great place for that, but I know, like, it's the Bible is mostly about like marriage and stuff. So when you're like trying to get to know somebody, like, how do you do that in a godly way, right? Well, I think we've touched on this before, right? Yeah. Yeah, it can be hard. A lot of people struggle with this for a long time. And sometimes it's just God has other plans and it's just not time yet. But like, if there are things that you want to work on, we should work on those, right? So a great example, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'll share something with you. Sometimes that helps, like, clients feels like, oh, I'm human too. And they can open up a little bit more. So I'll be real with you. Like, I don't do good in relationships. Like, I can be best friends with somebody and we get along great and it's like, yeah, this is going somewhere, and then as soon as we get together, it's like, no. And a lot of it is expectations. It's got to work on those expectations, right? Where it's like, oh, now we're a thing, now I have these expectations that I did not have before. I don't know why my mentality goes from like, we're amazing to, oh, now I expect way more from you. And I think that's both like expected and not necessary. So like, why do I do that, right? I don't know, but that's something that I'm personally trying to figure out, right? So me trying to give advice on dating, probably not a great idea. As a therapist that's having trouble dating, right? So when it comes to like mental health with dating, that I can help you with. So for example, if you have anxiety and if you're trying to work through the anxiety while you're trying to date, I got you. I have so many skills I can help you with. As far as like the whole idea of dating, like, it's not my thing. So that's why I'm asking, when it comes to dating, what exactly are you struggling with? Finding someone, or is it more like there's things within yourself that you're struggling with? Okay, see, now that is important. Okay, go ahead, tell me, if you were to take somebody on a date right now, how would it go, and what would you ask them, and like, what would happen? Okay, so you do a little bit of anxiety. Well, do you know how to get over anxiety? Do exactly what's making you anxious. So the more you go on dates, the less anxious you will be. But you want to make sure you're going on a date with somebody you actually like, you know, somebody that you're actually attracted to and, you know, would like to hang out with. I'm going to say this, I do know this. Do not force yourself to go on dates with somebody that you're not interested in. I've done that before and it did not turn out well. It did not. I like tried so hard to like somebody and I just didn't. I didn't like them. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? I just want you to know that they could check all the boxes, every single one, and still not be the one for you, okay? So when it comes to anxiety, a lot of that is just doing what makes you anxious, okay? And like depression, if you go through phases of depression, you want to make sure you're not depending on another person for your happiness. So I think that's the key here is do not depend on others for happiness. And like, I'm still figuring it out too, but that one I do know. Who do we depend on for happiness? Not ourselves. Yes, God. So we always want to lean on the Lord with everything. Okay, so that being said, what else? Let's figure this out. Yeah, let's. I'm all ears. Okay, so you have a hard time accepting love. What do you mean by that exactly? Like, because everybody has like their own love languages. Do you have a hard time with like accepting someone's love, or do you have a hard time what about giving someone their love language? Okay. Oh, so you feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, you feel like you have to earn love. Okay. feel like burn everyone. Okay, that I understand. That I totally get, because same. I truthfully do not believe that we can fall in love like that. It's most likely lust. I do not believe that we can love somebody in less than 6 months. Truthfully, because you don't really know somebody until you've talked to them for like a year at least. And I mean, I have great examples of this too. But you can be infatuated with somebody but not love them. You can think you love somebody, but you don't. Like, you don't really know somebody, and you can't really love someone until you know them, right? So that's why it's important too when it comes to God's love. Like, we know God and we get to know him by reading his word, and we accept him in our hearts, and we have the Spirit in us, and the Spirit guides us, and we go to do something and it's like, hey, don't do that, right? Like, that's love. That's love, right? The Spirit guiding us is love. Don't do this, don't do that, right? So in order to have a healthy relationship, you need the Spirit, because the Spirit is going to guide you. Okay. And though I'm not a great example, what I am an example of is taking a step back and going, what do I need to do differently? What do I need to fix? What do I need to work on so that I am fully ready to commit myself to somebody in a very healthy, stable way? Because we can be toxic, right? So would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, say that you are more toxic and unstable, or you are pretty stable and you're one that people can probably find peace with? Do you get what I'm saying? So like a 1 is you're at peace, you know where you stand, and you're very content, and there's no drama, there's no issues. You know, you can still have like arguments and blah, 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 but what I'm saying is there's no like toxicity. Where 10, it's like no stability, all toxicity, right? And then like, let's say 4, 5, 6, it's kind of like the middle, where it's like, over here in 6, it's like some instability, but it's pretty leveled out. And then 4 is like, you're pretty leveled out, but you still have some things that you could work on. Now, we kind of want to be in that, like that 4 range, 4 or 5 range, right? Because like nobody's perfect, right? It's just kind of like a balance, right? So you don't want to give all of yourself to someone, because stability, boundaries are important too. We have to set healthy boundaries. So we're going to write that down too. Healthy boundaries need to be set. Okay. I have some cards here. I'm trying to see if I have one that goes along with. Doesn't seem to look like it. Okay, that's okay. So anyway, sorry about that. I really thought that I had a card that had to do with this topic, but apparently I do not. So let's pick one. Let's pick one to focus on right now, and then like our next session we'll work on the rest. So why don't we work on the hard time accepting love? So what exactly does love mean to you? Okay. Okay. Love definitely is work. But not the kind of work where you're like, oh, I have to do this. It's, I get to do this, right? Yes, we have to be careful with our mindset, because it can get into, oh, I gotta do this. No, it's, I get to do this for the person I love. Okay, and then What was that last thing you said? Oh, okay. That, I love that you just said that. Love is not confusing. That, because so much of that. It can be difficult sometimes, but it's never confusing to the point where you're like, is this for me? If you have that thought, I mean, some people, it's like they overthink, but no, genuinely, if they're like, I don't know about this, like, usually that's an indication that, no. Again, that's kind of like forcing something that's not there, right? So you don't want to do that. Love is not confusing. Love that. Love that. Okay, what else? Patient. Very good, very good. And love is acknowledging and seeing somebody for who they are and caring for them for who they are, not trying to change them, but also, like, we need to make sure that we understand that people adapt and they do change in relationships, and that's okay. But it can get very alarming if one person is doing all the change and the other person is just like, I'm not going to change anything, I'm not going to compromise, so compromise too. Very good. Love that. Okay. What would it mean to you if someone were to say, I love you, right? What does that mean to you? Like, if they said that, would you be like, oh, thanks? Or would you be like, I don't know what that means? Okay. And again, where do we find that? Yes, Jesus. So we got to start there. Knowing, understanding, and accepting Jesus' love. And knowing it is good. So that's going to be your homework is, yes, you have homework in therapy. Of course you do. Because how else do you grow, right? So your therapy is going to be going home and really, really trying to understand God's love, Jesus' love, understanding who Jesus is, understanding what his love meant for us, and understanding God's love, that God gave us his only son, and what that really, really means and what that really looks like to you. The reason why I think it's crucial to have that as your base is because that is what's going to help you grow and form a love that you didn't even know existed. You cannot look for love in people. You first need to love and accept love from the one true God, one and only God. And even Jesus himself said he is the way, right? So if we are going, he's the way, but then we're like seeking love and seeking validation from people, then we're not really doing it right. So again, too, when we have that love in us, the Spirit will guide us, right? But also people will be put in our path because we will start noticing what it is we are really seeking, right? We want a godly person. So if we become godly, we will start seeing godly people. And then that will open many other doors. And yes, in the dating world, not be alarmed because some people that go to church claim that they're Christians and they're not. So just be mindful of that, okay? Let's end it on this, okay? Let's do some homework on what love means to you, what it looks like to you, what you're looking for in regards to love. That's a good one too. Like, what does love actually look like to you? Like, if you were to find somebody and be in a relationship with them, what are your expectations? Because knowing that now, so that when you get into this relationship, you're not like, whoa, this is not what I thought it was going to be. So think about that. Like, what expectations will you have of the person that you're dating? Like, are the phones going to be unlocked always? Are you going to be able to go through the phones? Are they allowed to have friends of the opposite sex? Like, saying the word allowed to, like, it's more like, what are you comfortable with? Like, is it a deal breaker if they have friends that are of the opposite sex? Like, is it a deal breaker if their love languages don't match up to yours? Like, those are things you have to ask yourself. And then you have to sit with it and you have to go, okay, what is it that I really want in a relationship, really want in a person? And I'm right there with you. No, I think this is incredible. I think this is a great place to start. Okay, so next session, what are we going to go over? Okay. As for now, what are you going to do? On top of this, like, and while you're doing that, what else? Perfect. I love it. Okay, perfect. I am so excited for you. Okay, well, I hope that this was a little beneficial. Sorry, it's a little all over the place. Sometimes it's going to be like that, all right? Sometimes it's just going to be a little chaotic mess, and that's all right, because like I said, none of us are perfect. We're all a little unstable in our own ways, right? But no, I am proud of you for being here, and I am here for you to help you and not guide you. That's God's job, but guide you to God so he can guide you. All right, well, you have an amazing rest of your day and week, and I will see you again very soon, okay? All right, bye.